bottom half of the division as you take over. Our season hasn't gone as well as we would have wanted it to. What have you made of our season so far, and how much of us have you seen?
No, I've spent the last week or so watching in real detail. I feel like I know the squad as if it's my own, which I think is a really important thing going into the very busy period that we find ourselves in front of now. So whilst I think what has gone is it's important to have my finger on, I think what I want to achieve over the course of the coming day is or the coming days as we move into Friday's game, is to take that knowledge and channel it toward how the team's going to look moving forward. And I don't think it pays all that much to look at what's gone before, because I think everyone's starting from a fresh slate from this point onwards, and I've been diligent in that sense, but also I won't cast any judgment until I really feel that environment with the players, and I'm sure there will be a fresh sense of optimism, as there always is in these situations, and I got to make sure that lasts.
I appreciate you mentioning not casting judgment on the squad, but from what you've seen, do you believe that this squad is capable of climbing the division? And if so, how do you plan to implement that?
Yeah, it's undeniable that the squad is capable of more than where it is at the moment, and that's not to make reference to anything that has gone before in terms of how the team's played or set up, but I think everyone would recognise that's watched a good chunk of this season that there's been an element of misfortune, and also people would look at the group and the calibre of the players and the squad that's been put together and feel like there is only one way from this point onwards, and that is up. But I would caveat that by saying that entails some real work and a real focus on the very short term and the minute to minute and the session to session and the day to day, because as I've mentioned, this club has huge history, there is expectation, there is a sense of real optimism and a real sense of direction, but as someone in my position, it doesn't pay to look backwards nor forwards too far, and I've got to look at how we tackle tomorrow, how we tackle the next day, how we look as we move into Friday, and trust that everything that goes into every session amounts to a really competitive team. So that has to be my mentality, and that'll be the mentality that I'll certainly impress upon the players as really important. If you told the younger version of me who was sat in the stands watching a game there that at some point I'd be in this position, then I'd have been incredibly pleased and incredibly proud. It's a phenomenal opportunity, isn't it, to start with a home game on a Friday night, and that environment and the quality of it and the weight that it carries and the contribution that it can make to performances and wins and success over the long term isn't lost on me. I want to make sure that the guys in the stadium, they feel connected to the idea on the pitch, they feel connected to the players on the pitch, they feel connected to the team and us as a staff and a group of people. That's the ultimate aim, but again, that doesn't come without us doing the work that means that come Friday night, Saturday and every game that from this point onwards, they're seeing a team that is competitive and is aggressive and is working, and I think ultimately that's where the connection stems from.
Paid the cost to be the boss.
I would imagine his target gives it away, and Mikey Johnson can drive forward.
He's in.
Styles over the top, looking for the run of Carlan Grant, who gets to the ball before Ayling. Grant's in behind here. Carlan Grant shoots,
save!
And it's saved by Sol Bryn, who did really well to get down. It was an awkward one for the stopper.
Carlan Grant gets across, does everything right, shoots hard and low across the goalkeeper. You've got to credit the Middlesbrough stopper, Bryn.
Can't remember the last time, Mandy, that I saw an opposition team come to the Hawthorns and dominate possession as well as Middlesbrough have as they play it to the edge of the penalty area. Gilbert shoots, hits the foot of the post,
oh, no,
and it ricochets in, and they have got their goal. Alex Gilbert drives it against the post. and it cannon back out, and I think it hits Charlie Taylor,
Yeah,
who had no time to react whatsoever, and the ball loops in off the same post that Gilbert hit and into the back of the net. Down the line towards Karlan Grant. Price and Hegerber waiting for the cross. Grant steps inside onto his right foot, gives it back to Illing Jr. Illing Jr. through towards Styles. Styles with his back to goal. Back to Illing Jr. who shoots.
Tell you what.
It was a ferocious effort from the former Middlesbrough loanee. Fires his strike across goal. Had Sol Bryn diving to try and prevent the ball nestling in the far corner. Appointed in late November after Rob Edwards left to join those who shall not be named. This is his 11th game in charge.
Go on, hit the target.
That's a nice turn from Werner Hegerber,
tell
who
you
turns
what.
and shoots and forces a save out of Sol Bryn. He was scrambling there a little bit, the Middlesbrough goalkeeper, but got enough off it to stop it. Didn't catch it cleanly first time of asking. That was more of a snapshot from Hegerber. Really forced the Middlesbrough stopper into a smart save in the end. In the middle of his own half, the Middlesbrough skipper gets a fortuitous bounce and drives up towards Tommy Conway over the halfway line, gets it back and then tries to bring in Morgan Whittaker, and then he gets a lucky bounce as well. Out towards Silvera on the edge of the penalty area. Silvera shoots! It goes through two Albion defenders, and Josh Griffiths dives down low but can't get to it, and into the bottom corner it nestles. Sam Silvera doubles Middlesbrough's lead at the Hawthorns.
They have been quite clever from these deliveries.
It's whipped towards the back post and the header comes in, and
Has he
it's
saved
down
that?
and over the top of the bar. There's no touch from Josh Griffiths. It was Melander's header.
He's got to score, Jez. He's got to score.
Runs into Styles and Mepham, and
Get
Albion
forward.
win it back. Here's Mikey Johnston. Options left and right. Johnston in towards Price. Edge of the box. Price. Grant. He's tripped.
He's got it!
Right on the edge of the penalty area. And it's a
penalty.
free kick.
No.
It is right on the line. Albion asking the question. The fans thought that the Baggies had been awarded a penalty.
Yeah, I thought that was in the box. Just have a look at the replay.
Oh, Andy, that's a penalty.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
There's not even a concern
it's
about
in the
that.
box.
That's a clear penalty. Albion have been denied one there.
And once again, the luck that we're getting at the moment. Well, good job there's such a thing as bad luck, because otherwise we'd have no luck at all, Jez. I mean, it's just unbelievable how the referee thinks that's a yard outside the penalty area.
Big moment in this contest.
Well, I don't know what's happening here. Perhaps we're moving it, are we?
It's Isaac Price.
Oh, there it is! What a finish!
Albion shift it, and Isaac Price bends it into the bottom corner. They should have had a penalty. It doesn't matter now. Isaac Price has curled one in, and it's 2-1, and it's game on.
Well, as it stands, the referee's done us a favour by giving us the free kick. What a finish this is! A lovely little touch on the edge of the box, and Isaac Price steps up. Keeper stood that side, Jez Bryn. He's got no chance. It's hit with such power, straight down his throat and into the bottom corner. Well, we said it, Jez. It's going to be very interesting to see how Borough cope now at the back. They were nervous at first half. See how they can deal with this now.
Notch's goal number 6 for the term. Here is Callum Styles, wants to switch it. Inside it goes towards Mikey Johnson. It's crowded. He's barged off it by Hackney, but Albion keep the ball alive. Turn round the corner. Jed Wallace, Grant inside the box.
I'll
It's
tell you
pulled
what.
backwards. Here's
Target.
Isaac Price, edge of the D. Isaac Price!
I thought that was
and it's
there.
just wide. It's just past Sol Bryn's left post. He was on the stretch there, the Middlesbrough keeper. And Middlesbrough are on the ropes. Albion are fighting their way back into this one.
Well, Illing Jr., lovely ball to Jed Wallace. What about this for a ball in? Isaac Price, first touch is perfect. Second touch nearly finds the corner of the net. The Hawthorns is rocking. Can we get that goal that we all desperately want, Jez?
Here is Taylor, needs some help here. In towards Isaac Price it goes. Taylor back to Phillips on the left-hand side, and
Oh, it's a
Phillips
good
through
slap.
towards Josh Madger, receives it on the half-turn. Madger drives forward. He's got Illing Jr. with him, slips it in behind towards Illing Jr. Illing Jr. pulls it back, looking for
Wallace!
Price. Here's Jed Wallace!
Yes! Jed Wallace! What a goal!
Albion have brought it back level. Jed Wallace arriving, and scores for the second game running. A captain's return to the side on the score sheet at Swansea. And he makes it 2-2 tonight, a side-footed finish into the bottom corner. And Albion have shown fight, grit and determination, and it's 2-2.
Wow, what a comeback this is! When Wallace came on, I said, can he come on and have the impact that he did in Swansea? The answer's yes!
Well, Albion have turned a 2-0 deficit around already this season at home. And they've got 10 minutes to try and do it again.
Well, I haven't seen the boing around here for a long, long time, Jez, and look at it now. Stadium's bouncing.
Brown in towards Malanda, inside the centre circle. Now target, everyone behind it for the Baggies. Middlesbrough 15 yards inside the Albion half. Here is Morris, they try and play 1-2, it's slipped through, it's Bergzorg! It's 3-2 Middlesbrough in the 90th minute.
Eric, can you try and just put into words just how disappointed and frustrated you are with the ending, having fought back from 2 goals down to get back to 2-2?
Yeah, I am really disappointed and really frustrated, but I can see the good in the second half, and I can see the good in the performance as a whole. I can certainly see the way forward from a constructive perspective, the things that we really need to improve, but it is very difficult to leave without that feeling of disappointment, because we showed real character, a real sense of personality to claw our way back into the game, connect with the crowd, which was really important, and there was certainly one stage of the latter period where you felt like you could only go our way. So to concede the third goal was disappointing. To concede it in the way that we did,
loudly here after that, of course.